Yes, a very good afternoon, everybody. I've muted everybody and welcome to the session of live streaming. Now, many of them have a doubt of how to go live, and everyone has different plans of delivering their webinars, but because of the number of participants limitation, we cannot go live and reach out to maximum people. So today I am going to teach you the very simple two applications which can be used for going live either on your YouTube channel or your Facebook page. Now, what we were planning for the college point of view, we can have a one point of contact on your YouTube channel plus your Facebook page. We do have our Trinity Academy's page and channel also. So we can go live over there and let all the students know where and how beyond the 100 members can join it. So I shall start the session now. I hope others, the moment they join, they'll understand. A very simple thing, just before starting the session, first I'll be teaching you the simplest application known as StreamYard. Everybody just note it down, it is StreamYard. I have to stop my video for this because never two applications use your same webcam. So I'm stopping my video so that I can share my screen. Yes. Is it visible? Somebody let me know if it is visible.
Yes.
Yes. Now, the moment I go to StreamYard on just on Google, StreamYard is nothing but a cloud-based application. There is nothing yet to be downloaded or the application on your mobile phone or your desktop. Though you are working on your mobile phone or your computer screen, you just need to go on Google, say StreamYard, StreamYard.com comes over here. Yeah, this is the way it shows. Now here I have given a demo I have before also, hence I am my things have been visible over here. But the first and foremost thing, the moment you are entering into StreamYard, they'll be asking you an account. You have to just log into your account, any email ID, and a password is generated. Now, the password is not fixed every time. The code has been sent every time a new code has been sent to your email ID. That is to be copied and then log into your StreamYard account. I've just logged in, hence I cannot see that thing. So the moment you have been logged in.
Voice is breaking.
Pardon? Yes?
Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. I'll just check out. Yeah, now sir?
Yes, okay. Proceed.
Yeah. So now the moment you are entering into StreamYard with your own minimum basics of your email ID and the code sent to you on your email ID, log in as a password on that code, you will get this screen. Here, the first and foremost thing you have to do is go to your destination part. Now, when I say destination, what I'll do is I'll just remove the previous destination so that I can show you in a new method. Now, you decide where is your destination. You get a point over here, add destination. See, these are all the multiple channels at a time you can go live. That is either on Facebook page, either on LinkedIn page, YouTube channel, Facebook group, LinkedIn even, profile, Twitch, anything, whatever you want. Now, for example, maximum of the time I say first my option. And one more thing, this is done simultaneously. You can go to all these pages simultaneously. Once I click on YouTube channel, my StreamYard asked me for my YouTube channel. Now here, either you are wherever the destination you require, that is, it may be your own channel or the college channel, that is to be logged in. For an example, I'll just log in through uh, my own channel which I have created for my name. It asks you the permission. say allow, and it directly is being created. Your this thing YouTube channel has been created. It asks for the name, and then you can even edit over here. See, just add destination, your YouTube channel, allow. Right, see, this is the thing which it shows. It shows you can change your title. Maybe you are giving your title of your seminar or your webinar, the topic of it. Say description, helpful for your students or helpful for the beginners. Next, now privacy. They ask you whether it is private, public, or unlisted. Now, because I don't want this demo to be going on air live to the public of my channel, what I do is, as it's a demo part, I say it is private. That means only I can see whatever I am sharing, right? Then it even gives you, as you do it for the live this thing, YouTube shows you the scheduling part. You can schedule your live streaming whatever date you want, whatever time you want. You can even upload your image, as in how you have seen in the previous YouTube channels, the videos. That means you can have your poster in the front so that you can say the audience that this is going live in so many seconds, right? Then save changes. This is what we have to set up for each and everything. This has been set up for the YouTube. Now again, I want to add one more thing. Again, go to YouTube, sorry, the destination, add a destination. I say I want to even go simultaneously on my Facebook page. Click on the Facebook page. It again links to your Facebook account. Log in your account, log in into your page, and then say give again the same things will give you, that the name, demo, or your description, time, and so on. You can have your title, your description, your scheduled time in a variable pattern for all the applications which are given over here in this application, right? So this has been done. Now the moment this has been scheduled, now I need to click over to these dots, right? And I can invite a guest. See, what I can do is, if I want an X person, for example, I have my alumni meet, right, which is going on air. I want principal sir to be my guest. He should enter the live session, and then he should also talk. I want all the HODs also to get into the talk. That thing is an invite guest. I can even show you that after entering this broadcast studio. Once we enter the broadcast studio, this is very much useful, because before we start up, yes, now this is my video cam, webcam, which I can see. It has been showing my testing of my mic also, whether I'm audible to all or not. The display name has been given over here, and then I can say enter into broadcast studio. This is very much important. Whenever you go live, enter into the studio in a very ahead, so that what happens is you can set up your own things. You can set up your own settings so that how it has been seen to the students. I hope here also we have few student kind of mentality people who are just writing something on the screen over here. Right. So this is the studio which I get entered into it. See, just check out. First option, I need to find out whether my YouTube channel has been showing over here. Yes, it has been showing. That means it has been linked, right? Next, before going on, go live, I'll do some settings. I can create some settings. I can ask my audience or my guest in the previous part itself to be added into it, right? So see, now on the black screen, I am not there. That means I am not yet added on this live screen. Let me go on to my webcam and say add to screen. This is what I can see. I can be able to see the live person, whoever is speaking. This is what we can do. Next, There are a few settings. Let's go one by one. I can mute myself. I can stop the camera. I can have those things. Camera settings are there. In this camera settings, again, just check out the camera HD and the camera resolution. Have 720p as high definition resolution. Again, you have audio setup, whether you are using your speakers or your computer speakers or anything. You can even have this. By default, everything is set. There is one more option known as green screen. Now here, because my webcam is not that HD level, I am not able to get the background, as in how in the beginning in the Zoom, I had changed my background. There is an option in Zoom where you can change your background, but in for this screen, StreamYard, the background could be changed, but my webcam is not permitting me to do that. So I'll just say none, right? Now, next option is guest. Now here you have an option whether guests see viewer comments. That means the comments which are going on live, the guest also can read. If you don't want your comments to be read by the guest, you can just untick this. Play a sound when the guest enters. You can have the sound entering, like a soft music, whichever you want when the guest enters. And when you want, guest must be authenticated. Any person, if by mistake he gets the code, he can enter into your talk. Hence, you can say that guest must be authenticated. Then and only until you permit any guest, he cannot enter your chat box. So these are the settings where you can see over here. Next, the main and important application advantage of using StreamYard is, madam, we can go live on YouTube also. In this way, how we can talk. But the first advantage is inviting your guest. The second advantage is that you can have a shared screen over here. Just check out. The moment I say share screen, as on how we could do it on Zoom, I can also share my screen. Right? I see the students will understand if I'm using a PPT or something else, right? I can, in this way, I can have my screen to be shared with all my audience. So as you can share your PPTs, your videos and all, and let your audience know what you're talking about. Next, you can also at the right hand side, there is a point known as comments. Here, wherever you are, maybe you're Facebook, maybe you're on YouTube, whatever comments you are receiving there on that platform, those comments can be seen on your right hand side. This is other important advantage. We can answer to the questions of the people who are asking us on this right hand side sheet, wherein this is comments. Now here I can say show, it will start showing me my comments. Right, it will start showing me the comments. For example, what we have seen in this orientation program, on n number of platforms we were being streaming live, but every person had to be very alert of all the comments which are getting on those live sessions. Instead of it, this StreamYard will give you a very easy way of reading those comments onto this right hand side. Next is your banners. Now, few of these activities are only for the premium part of your StreamYard. But instead of it, I'll just show you what all are available free of cost. So this comments is there. Other is banners. Now here, just check out, I'm using a banner. Now you can just say, create a banner, write your name. Maybe I want to write Trinity Academy of Engineering, Pune. This is the brand which I want others all to know how it is like a breaking news, right? So say it is scroll across the bottom and say add banner. If this is there, then this has been continuing at the bottom of my screen, so that students will get a little bit awareness about our branding, right? So this is the way you can even show your banners. Next is brand. Now this brand is only for the premium. We cannot do it for a free of cost StreamYard. Here the StreamYard this you can see the logo, which is a customized logo of those people that has been shown. If we purchase this StreamYard, yes, Trinity's logo also can be given on your left or right hand side. Next, we have private chat. If we want to privately chat with your guest, because your guest is not with you, he's somewhere else, he's somewhere far away from you. There we can chat with those guests saying, next is you have to talk this, you address to these people, I'll talk this. This all private chat, you can do it on this guest appearance. Here again, you can see a setting option over here. This setting option is same as in the same setting option which I've shown you on the bottom of the thing. This is StreamYard connections. Now, once I say I want to add my invite, add my guest. See, I'll just show you, add my guest. Now, how has this been done? This is a code which has been generated. I need to copy this to my clipboard. Either I can send it to Gmail or Messenger to the person whom I want he to enter into the chat box. Now, the moment he clicks to that link, he gets into StreamYard directly. He's been again asked with a code to his personal email ID. He gets that code, he enters into my chat box. Before that, again, he checks up with his mic and speaker. And then the moment he's here, I will not be able, I am the host and I should add him to the stream until and unless that he won't be seen. Now, the overall picture, how he should be seen on the screen, that also can be just checked out over this. So now this is a screen wherein, see, just check out, we can see side by side, we can little bit smaller our size, and in this screen, 3 people can join over here. StreamYard can add maximum 10 guests. Okay, just remember 10 guests can be added. You just want to have a chat box. You can do it live or you can just record it also and just have it, right? And again, if I'm using a PPT, I can use this kind of thing wherein the right hand side my PPT is going on and I am being seen on the left hand side, how on Zoom we see. And this is the way only PPT is to be seen. This is the last screen which we can use. I can share the screen and only those PPTs or videos can be shown, not me. In this way, these are the options where you can have different variations. Now, next, if I want to, this is all my settings. These were my settings. It's been done. Now, next is when I say go live, the moment I say go live, it has been done. And now it has been scheduled. It is scheduled at 4:20 p.m. I say go live, and at 4:20 p.m., everything whichever you record is going online. Okay, just say go live. This is how we go live over there. Right, you are live. That means this everything, whatever I'm speaking to you people is live. Now, until and unless you end the broadcast, it has been seen. Just check out. What I'll do is I'll even just have my YouTube to show how it has been seen on that YouTube. This is my YouTube. This is the channel, your channel, right? And your YouTube studio. In your YouTube studio, you are going live over there. Videos. Now, see, you have an option saying live videos. And see, this is a demo which we wrote that this is helpful for beginners. It is going live, right? Because it is private, only I can see on my dashboard of my channel. But if you say it is in public, as in the moment you start talking, it is going live. But see, just check out, I'm moving my hands, but this is not going live because it has been scheduled. Remember, this has been scheduled. Hence, at that moment, it is going live. Now, what I can do is just go again back to the StreamYard, say end broadcast, end. Right? Once you say end broadcast, you go back to your YouTube channel and whatever is been scheduled, just click. You can even either delete or remove away this YouTube one. See, you can even get shareable link. You can even share your link of this YouTube live session to all your students or your listeners, so that they can also listen to you. Have those YouTube channel link. This is what I wanted to teach you, that this is the way we can go live. Now it is open to you. The problem was a little bit with the timing limited principal sir's account. We couldn't go there. This is my private Zoom, hence we could only end up within 45 minutes. So I'll just stop this now, return to the dashboard. I'm back to my dashboard. This is the thing. If you people have any doubts, just ask me. I'll just unmute you people, or you can unmute yourself and ask me a doubt if you have. Stop sharing. So this was about StreamYard. Is there any doubt? Should we go with the next application? It's very simple.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yes,
It is actually very simple. You can also work out on it. Going live on Facebooks. I hope all the people who want to work for the admission part of thing, they can go in this way live to all those people. Now, the second application which professionals use is nothing but known as OBS software, wherein that OBS software, you can have your own video created, you can record your videos, and even you can go live through OBS itself. I'll just go there now. I'll just start screen. Now, the moment I go to YouTube, I'll just talk about going on live for YouTube itself. If I say YouTube, this is my channel. Everybody has been able to see it, right? YouTube Studio. Here, you have an option . Just a second. YouTube is getting a problem. Okay, so this is the OBS Studio software. I'll just open it. Yes, it is capital OBS. Now, whenever you open your OBS software, the different screens have been seen. First, I'm just deleting the previous one so that you will understand how to create it. Now, you can see different left-hand side scenes, then sources, here audio mixers. Right-hand side, you can see controls. Those are start streaming, start recording, studio mode, settings, exit. Now here, this OBS, if you're very much used to this OBS, it's okay if you go live on OBS itself. No need to use StreamYard also. The advantage of StreamYard is adding on to your guest, but here you cannot add on to your guest. So here, the plus sign of the scene, first add on this, you get a scene. That is, the moment audience look into your video, what you are expecting them to be shown. I have created this scene which you can see onto this desktop, that is Trinity's logo, name, and my photo. So I can just say, I want to say that it is an intro scene, first introduction scene, right? I'm getting an empty one. Now, when I say intro scene, what is the sources to be added to this intro scene? I should add it to this adding account to my sources. Add on to this source. Say first, I want to add my text. That is what I want to show. That is my logo, my picture, or something. So I just say image. Image is my college image. Maybe the name can be anything. Okay, the name can be anything. Just say college image. Browse the image, whichever you have been created. Now here, when I say I have created maybe on desktop, I say OBS tutorial, I have something created, that is this title. I have created this, hence I can show it, I can say it. So that is nothing but the first option is you have to use your image option, right? The second one is, again, I want to have my small picture left hand side or the right hand side. I can again just say image. Maybe my pick, the name of it would be my pick. Create, it is saying it is already have it, so maybe I can say passport pick, right? Passport pick. It has been asking again to browse this photo whichever you have and say okay. Now I do remember I want uh, my passport size photo to look very small and my main image to be look bigger one. So I can just have that settings over here. I can just change over here, and my passport pic, which was over here, I can just get in. I was afraid of this. Within 10 minutes, our meeting would be ended. Yes, this is the way I can resize my picture so that wherever I want, I can just add on saying this is the speaker, this is the image, and students will listen and will be able to see this image at the beginning. Next, second scene, I want to have my own presentation, right? I want to have my own presentation. Say presentation, click OK. On this presentation, say sources, add on to the sources. Maybe I want to add on uh, the PPTs, maybe the PPTs. So I have an option saying window capture. Once I say once I say window capture, before window capture, I should be able to my PPT should be opened on my desktop, and then say just add on window capture, say it is my presentation, okay, presentation 1, 2 or whatever. Now here I'm able to see the presentations also, right? Say okay. This is the way you have seen your presentation. Now, how professionals do their video lectures is the left hand side, they show their own picture, right? So you can also do that. Add, say image. I have my image already, my pic, right? So add existing below and then say my pic. Okay, this is my pic. Again, resize this. It has been resized. Resize the pic wherever you want it to be shown on your presentation. That means people should understand that this is the speaker. Or else when you are talking, if you want, see this is the picture, right? I'll just resize very minute one. Or else, no ma'am, I want people should see me, what am I talking, then I can say add and say video capture device. Maybe this is a video capture device, it is my webcam camera, and here this is the web camera which I'll be seeing. So I'll be saying okay, and I can just keep this web camera wherever I want it. Maybe when I'm giving the presentation, I want it to be seen on the left hand side. Yes, I've just placed it onto the left hand side. Now, the moment I say this is my settings. There are n number of settings you can do. Just add on, work with all these topics, whichever the things. You can even add, you can even write on the things. You can have the different types of cursors if you want. N number of things can be done because OBS is a very professional software which maximum of the people use when they go live or do virtual lectures. Now here when I say start recording, I can record my sessions and then I can post to my students. That means recording also can be done. Plus I can start streaming. Hence I'll just show you the start streaming options quickly. The start streaming option would be in this way. I have to go to settings first. In this stream, here they'll show you options where all you want to go live. That is again Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and number of things. You say YouTube, then go on YouTube. Let this thing be in a default way. You get a stream key on YouTube channel. When you scroll down on your live streaming option, you find out a stream key. You need to copy that particular stream key of your channel and paste it over here. Okay, and then if you say get stream, it will go back to YouTube, scroll down onto your studio, get that stream key and paste it over here. Then say apply, right? So this is the way you can just show off. And then now I can just say, see, this recording has also been done simultaneously. What I can do is I can just minimize this. This is my PPTs, right? Now I can start my slideshow. Now, only thing, the settings which everyone have to remember when you do PPT slideshow on your OBS is, on your slideshow option, on your setup slideshow option, you get a option known as setup slideshow, right? This setup slideshow. Here, by default, everyone's PPT would be presented by speaker. You have to change it to browse by an individual window. Remember this option because it is not shown on any of the YouTube videos. I have been found out through, I had to go through the OBS website and find out this answer. Now, the moment I say slideshow, my complete window can be recorded. The moment I'm talking, I can the recording will even consist of my picture, my web camera, and my PPT simultaneously being moved on. Now just check out. What I'll do is I'll go back. I'll just say stop recording, right? And here in this file, show recordings are there. Here you can see this recordings will give you, I'll just refresh. This recording will give you the recordings which you have found out. See. So this is the way you can just record your videos and then send those to your students. Professional video recording can be done using this OBS software, and even streaming also can be done on this OBS software. So I hope within 45 minutes I could share whatever I have learned till now for this virtual type of teaching. The foremost important thing is in virtual teaching, it is not the same old teaching what you do it in your your sessions, in your classroom sessions. People may be getting disturbed because of your n number of things, of your technical errors also, what we have faced today's session also. But you have to show the students something new, that the student should understand you are teaching through very beautiful application, wherein he should think that the teacher is giving you professional video recordings which they actually require. So this is what I wanted to tell you people. I hope everyone have understood these two applications. If you have any doubts, just let me know, because hardly we have 2 minutes to end up this session.